Hello and welcome back, grade 2 students. We're going to continue with Unit 4, Earth the Surface. Lesson 1, where is water found on Earth? Part 1, and specifically we're continuing more about Part 1, okay? So I labeled it as 1b. Clear? We move on. What are we going to study today? We're going to cover Lakes and Ponds section, page 189. And we're going to do a revision of Lakes and Ponds section, page 188. It's exercise time. I hope you guys are ready. Let's all wear together our thinking cap. We open to page 189 and we follow. You guys are expected to solve these two pages previously and you're just following with me over here, okay, on page 189. So you're supposed to solve page 189, the two questions on page 189 on your own. And now you're just double checking if you solved correctly and you're listening to the explanation. Clear? So, how are lakes and ponds alike? We remind you guys, when we say alike, it means the same. Again, how are lakes and ponds alike? A, they are both very deep. B, they are both surrounded by land. C, they are both made up of salt water. Again, how are lakes and ponds alike? A, they are both very deep. B, they are both surrounded by land. C, they are both made up of salt water. Well, it is, and we listen up carefully, of course not A because both are not very deep. Of course it is B because lakes and ponds are surrounded by land on all directions, okay? And of course it's not C because they are not both made up of salt water. We said that most lakes and all ponds are made up of fresh water or have fresh water. As for A, we said that the lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds, which means that they are not both very deep. So that's why we chose letter B, because both lakes and ponds are surrounded by land. We move on to apply what you know. Let's read together the question. Measure 1 gallon of water and 1 tablespoon of water. The gallon stands for all water on Earth. The tablespoon stands for all fresh water that people can drink. How does the total amount of water on Earth compare to the amount of water that people can drink? I remind you guys, we have to measure 1 gallon of water and 1 tablespoon of water. Okay, so we have 1 gallon of water and 1 tablespoon of water. The gallon stands for all water on Earth. Okay, so this represents the amount of water on Earth. And the tablespoon represents the fresh water, okay, that people can drink. So how does the total amount of water on Earth compare to the amount of water that people can drink? So when we say compare, it means which one is greater, or we have to say whether it's greater, less than, or equal to. Clear? So the gallon, 1 gallon of water represents all the water on Earth, and the tablespoon represents what, guys? The amount of water that we can drink, okay? The amount of fresh water specifically that we can drink. So which one is greater? What do you guys think? Take a minute. Correct. It is the gallon of water that is greater than the tablespoon. That's why we say that the total amount of water on Earth, represented by the gallon of water, is much greater than the amount of water that people can drink, which is the tablespoon. Okay, so the tablespoon stands for the fresh water that people can drink, and the gallon stands for the amount of water found on Earth, all the water on Earth. So which one is greater? Again, the total amount of water on Earth is much greater than the amount of water that people can drink, which is represented by the tablespoon. Clear? So what you guys do, you stop the video over here and you copy the answer properly in your book. If you were unable to copy it or to watch the video, don't worry, you're gonna get an answer key later on. Okay? So it's lake and pond section check. Are you guys ready? We open to page 188. Look at the pictures to explore lakes and ponds. So this is a lake and this is a pond. Let's remember together, how are they different? Lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds. Again, lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds, and you can see it clearly. Then again, how are they alike. They told us that lakes and ponds are also alike in many ways, right? Remember, alike means the same. How are they alike? Listen up carefully. Lakes and ponds are both surrounded by land. That's one. Number two. The water in both does not flow. When do we say does not flow? It means that the lakes and ponds are made of still body of water that does not flow into other oceans, rivers, or other lakes. Clear? Then the bottoms of the lakes and ponds are covered with mud. So we have mud at the bottom of the lake and the pond. And what else? Most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. So what about the type of water in it? Most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. These features are patterns because they show what lakes and ponds have in common. So when we say features are patterns, features are the things that explain to us what does a pond and lake look like, okay? Are they big? Are they small? What are they made of? And when we say there are patterns, it means that these things are repeated, okay? It means that every time I say lake and pond, I know every time I say lake and pond, the first thing that comes to my mind that both lakes and ponds are surrounded by land, okay, on all directions. Then the second thing that comes to my mind that in both the lakes and the ponds the water does not flow. It means it stays in its place, okay? Then the third thing that comes to my mind that both the lake and the pond have what? A muddy bottom. What about the type of water in it? Most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. Clear? Let's continue. So how can we keep them in our mind in a really good, fast, quick, lovely way? So let's go. Common things between lakes and ponds. Common things between lakes and ponds. We have 4 things that are in common between lakes and ponds. 1. Both ponds and lakes are surrounded by land on all directions. That's 1. Both ponds and lakes are surrounded by land on all directions. That's 1. 2. Both ponds and lakes have water that does not flow. Again, both ponds and lakes have water that does not flow. Again, both ponds and lakes have water that does not flow. It means it stays in its place. Number 3, both lakes and ponds have muddy bottoms. Both lakes and ponds have muddy bottoms. What about the type of water? Most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. So again, how are they the same? We remember 4 things in common between lakes and ponds. 1. Both ponds and lakes are surrounded by land on all directions. Number 2. Both ponds and lakes have water that does not flow. Again, both ponds and lakes have water that does not flow. What do you mean by does not flow? It means it stays in its place and does not flow into other rivers and oceans or lakes. Okay? Number 3. Both lakes and ponds have muddy bottoms. Clear? Number 4. And most importantly, how is the type of water in lakes and ponds? We said that most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. Clear? So when we said most lakes, because some lakes have salty water, that's why we said most lakes and not all lakes. Okay? Clear? So most lakes and all ponds have fresh water. What about the difference? How are the lakes and ponds different? This is a lake. This is a pond. What do you guys think? How are they different? Take a minute. Correct. Lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds. Lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds. Clear? See, it's shallow. The lake is shallow. The pond is shallow. The pond is shallow. And the lake is deeper. That's why we say that the lakes are bigger and deeper than the pond, because as we can see in the picture, the lakes are bigger than the ponds, plus they are deeper, okay? The ponds are shallow. Clear? That's all. Thank you.